Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into something huge happening in India's energy sector. We're talking about a massive new ambition in nuclear energy, and we're going to break it all down using the government's own documents to see what's really going on. Okay, let's start with this number, 100 gigawatts. That is the monumental goal India has set for its nuclear energy capacity by 2047. Now, to put that into perspective, that's an absolutely massive leap from where the country is today, and it signals a major strategic shift. All right, so here's how we're going to tackle this. We'll look at the ambition itself. Then we'll dive into the two-part strategy they're using. After that, we'll see the crucial policy changes needed to make it happen, how this whole thing fits into a wider tech push, and finally, what it all means for India's energy future. First up, the big picture. You have to understand, this isn't just another power project. Its official name is the Nuclear Energy Mission for Viksit Bharat, and that name directly ties it to a much larger national vision. And that's the crucial part, right? This 100 gigawatt target isn't just about electricity. It's being framed as a foundational piece for achieving long-term economic strength. It's positioned as an essential engine for powering a developed India. Okay, so how on earth are they planning to pull this off? It's a huge challenge. Well, the official strategy isn't just one single plan. It's actually a pretty clever two-pronged approach. On one side of the coin, you've got the long-term mission for that massive 100 gigawatt capacity, and the key to that is bringing in private partners. But on the other side, there's a separate, well-funded push to research and develop a whole new kind of technology, these smaller modular reactors. So what are these SMRs? Well, they're a huge part of the plan. Think of them as a more flexible and potentially faster way to build nuclear power. Because they can be built in a factory, the whole idea is to shift away from these massive, decades-long construction projects to a much more agile model. And get this, the timeline for this new tech is, well, it's seriously ambitious. According to the official documents, the plan is to go from development to actual construction within just a few years, with the goal of getting at least 5 of these new reactors up and running by 2033. That's fast. But here's the thing, all the technology in the world won't get them there. Hitting that 100 gigawatt goal is pretty much impossible without a fundamental shift in who is actually allowed to build and run nuclear plants in India. And look at this, pulled straight from the government's own implementation report. They've clearly stated their intent to amend some really foundational laws. This is the absolute key that unlocks the door for the private sector to actively partner in civil nuclear energy, really for the first time. So this is the legal blueprint they're working on. First, they want to take the old Atomic Energy Act from 1962 and the Nuclear Damage Act from 2010 and roll them into one single comprehensive bill. Then they'll use that new bill to create a clear set of rules for private companies. And the whole point? To speed up the entire process. Now, it's really important to understand that this whole nuclear push isn't happening in a vacuum. Not at all. It's actually one giant piece of a much bigger and coordinated push into a whole bunch of high-tech sectors. It's all connected. For example, at the exact same time, the government is pouring money into the India AI mission. This is a massive initiative designed to build a world-class artificial intelligence ecosystem in the country. And then there's a heavy investment in the National Quantum Mission. This is all about tackling the incredibly complex challenge of building next-generation computing power. At the same time, they're funding the India Semiconductor Mission, which is a critical strategic push to build a domestic chip manufacturing industry basically from the ground up. And to top it all off, they're continuing to expand the country's raw processing power through the National Supercomputing Mission. You see, all of these pieces are designed to work together. And when you follow the money, the strategy becomes absolutely crystal clear. These aren't just a bunch of isolated projects. We're talking billions of rupees allocated across atomic energy, electronics and IT, and science and technology. This is a deliberate, integrated plan to build a powerful, high-tech industrial base for the future. Okay, so with this huge bet on nuclear, you might be asking, what about renewables? Is it one or the other? Not at all. The goal here is to create a really robust and diverse energy portfolio that balances security, affordability, and sustainability. Nuclear power is being positioned as a key source for firm, 24/7 power that can work right alongside the massive growth we're seeing in renewables. And you can see this dual-track approach perfectly in the funding. For the 2026-27 budget, you see a massive investment, nearly 21,000 crore rupees, for a huge rooftop solar program. And right next to it, over 18,000 crore for the Nuclear Power Corporation. This is a super clear signal of a balanced, multifaceted energy strategy. All right, so let's just zoom out and put it all together. What we're really seeing is this monumental goal for nuclear power. It's being driven by a dual strategy. Think massive scale on one hand and new flexible technology on the other. All of this is being unlocked by some fundamental legal reforms, and it fits right into a much larger national vision for a high-tech future. The plan is bold, no doubt. The strategy is multifaceted, and it's deeply tied to the country's other tech ambitions. But the ultimate question, the one everyone is watching, remains. Can this incredibly complex plan actually be executed on time to truly secure India's long-term energy future?